What is going on, guys? I am your host, Eddie Lynch. You are about to hear the Wrestlebase podcast return of Joshua Munn. Just a heads up, I said in the video that he had decent mic quality. That was a horrible lie, just in terms of the playback quality. So, his voice is going to be a little bit raspy, but I'm sure you can muscle through it. It's a good podcast. Not only that, I just want you guys to enjoy the show as much as you can. If there's any pauses in the middle of the video, that's because we had to do this into clips. So, again, apologies for any issues with the podcast. But if you like the podcast, let us know in the description below. Let us know in the comment section below, and share it, like it, subscribe, follow our social media pages, and have a good day, guys. Oh, what is going on, guys?
I can hear you.
What is going on, guys? If you're wondering why the screen is possibly on the Google website, it is because I can't really screen share on any other website right now. So with that being said, this is the return of the Wrestlebase podcast. Today, I am your host, Eddie. Josh Munn is back, everybody. Great to hear from him. He actually has some decent mic quality this time. And hey, here I am with a brand new microphone. Well, not brand new. It's about a year old. So, now here we are, ready to podcast full time. Live 20 minutes on the clock. Josh, do you have any buy or sells before we get started?
Buy or sell. How about the Killer Clowns versus the Killer Bees?
What? Frankly, I've never heard of either one of those two, to be honest with you. Are they
Well, then it's dead. All right, let's get into our first topic here.
Okay, actually, I have a buy or sell. I know Josh and I have talked about this quite a bit. These two wrestlers in particular, and buy or sell, Dana Brooke or Eva Marie?
God, you don't have to pick one of them. Like it's like
it's a buy or sell, Josh.
It's both the same. All right, I'll say I'll buy Dana Brooke for a penny, and I'll sell Eva Marie to Singapore Pirates.
Okay, that's it. That was an interesting way to put it. All right. Okay, so sell Eva Marie to Singapore Pirates. Okay, I gotta be with you on the same boat. To give a more professional answer, I see a lot more potential in Dana Brooke than I do in Eva Marie. That is my only buy or sell for this week. If you guys have any at home, let us know in the comment section below. Let us know who you would buy or sell in this week's buy or sell. And let's get 20 minutes started on the clock. All right, so first thing, let's talk about Raw. What did you think about Raw?
Raw, from what I saw, I was only able to catch the highlights this week because I had school and stuff, but from what I saw, it seemed like a pretty average show, some good, some bad. The club, they're now on the same level as the Golden Truth, very sad. You also have Sasha Banks and Charlotte main eventing Raw. And what was a good match. Hopefully maybe they'll decide to put women's matches in the match of the year contenders, because that certainly would be in one of the match of the year contenders. The moonsault spiral thing that Charlotte did off the top rope was very impressive, and it really showed the athleticism that she is able to pull off. And Charlotte, she's had her time in the sun. She's undefeated at the pay-per-view. She's the longest reigning women's champion. She's doing well for herself, and both her and Sasha are going to be the big catalysts that will bring about a real change for them women, dog.
So, speaking of Charlotte, did you hear about WWE trolling Twitter today?
How so?
So they put an article that said Charlotte retirement, right? They put the link. Yeah, they put the link, and then the next thing you know, even I got worked by this. Charlotte retires her boots, her first pair of boots. That's what she retired, and I was just awestruck by that. I couldn't believe that they would do such a thing. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, it must have been a pretty sick burn if it was able to work you.
Yeah. I felt so damn dumb at the end of this. But what are you gonna do? Okay. Do you think Charlotte's taking time off after this?
Yeah, I've heard that. I think that she probably will. I think maybe they're going to try and groom Nia Jax to maybe go against Sasha Banks towards the end of the year. And then around WrestleMania 33, start building up towards Sasha versus Bayley.
Okay. Who do you think Sasha Banks' first opponent since her first title defense? Who do you think besides Charlotte is going to be the next rivalry for Sasha Banks? Nia Jax? Okay. And do you see that being long term or short term?
Long term, definitely towards the end of the year. They've been teasing that Nia Jax would be going for the women's championship for a while. I think before SummerSlam, Michael Cole made a comment about how no matter who wins between Sasha and Charlotte, you're always going to have to worry about Nia Jax. Nia Jax is going to be looming in the background. So I think they're definitely grooming her to go for the championship. Guess how I think maybe Braun Strowman is getting groomed to go against Roman Reigns after Rusev.
Okay, so okay, let's talk about Roman now. Let's talk about Roman. So this build up is I've enjoyed the build up for the most part. I think Roman's getting better on the mic. He's certainly making it harder for people to complain, but people are going to complain either way. Who do you see coming out the winner of their Hell in a Cell match?
Roman Reigns, the face, usually wins these Hell in a Cell matches. Unless you're going against Triple H, but when it comes to Roman Reigns, I think that the guy is improving. We're gonna, I'll give credit where credit's due. The guy is trying, and I think this is where he's at now, is where he should have been at the beginning of his run, so that, like, if he didn't jump from tag team champion to WWE champion just in the span of a year, if he had won the United States Championship, won other mid-card championships, and really built himself up, maybe even if they brought back the King of the Ring, he could have won that,
Yeah.
So it's like, you have it in the back of your mind that they're building this guy up to be a major player and to potentially be the top guy.
You got to build it slow
one day, but you do it at a slow pace. Yeah.
Yeah, because Cena, he won his first belt in 2003. I want to say he won the United States belt.
2004.
Oh, that was 2004. Okay, see, that's even better. And after that, then the next year he won the WWE belt in 2005. You got an actual smart build right there. I mean, Roman Reigns was just kind of thrown to the wolves, and he was just a victim of wrong place, wrong time when you really think about it. You got fans wanting Daniel Bryan. It's the same reason I say, like, in a way that I'm happy that Charlotte won the WrestleMania belt at WrestleMania, or the women's belt at WrestleMania, because then, if Becky Lynch had won it, you know, people were gonna give the Roman effect to her, where Becky would have been like, oh, hey, she's not good enough, she's overrated, she's overpushed, and you know, it's just like, no. 2, 1. So honestly, I feel like had Becky Lynch won the women's belt at WrestleMania, I feel like she would have gotten the same Roman treatment by Sasha Banks, or not by Sasha Banks, but you know, by the fans, where or basically people would be like, oh, I hate Becky Lynch, she's overrated, she's overused, you know, I want Tasha, you know.
I don't think that would have happened. Like, people, I don't think would have been mad if Becky Lynch had won, you know. There was a large section of the people leading into WrestleMania 32 that I was seeing that really wanted her to win and to be the champion, you know. So I don't think that, you know, like people aren't really having a cow now that she's the champion, you know.
Well, yeah, but that's because there's two championships, 2 world champions now, you know. And one of them is, you know, everybody's favorite, Sasha Banks. I think at that time, you know, because I wasn't seeing a lot of Becky Lynch fans. I wasn't, but, you know, if you noticed, then, you know, I guess I could be wrong.
I saw a few people
that
were really sticking up for her.
Well, that's good.
And, like, I don't think that just because there's 2 championships that, like, if she had won, like, when Becky Lynch was going against Charlotte for the championship, like, the passionate promos that she would cut, and stuff like that really got her over, and that really made you know, people like me be like, okay, I'd like to see Becky Lynch win the championship, see what she can do with it, you know. And I think that when they brought in, you know, because I think people were more like content with Becky Lynch because of them knowing that they wanted Charlotte and Sasha to be like their golden girls, you know what I'm saying? But when they brought in the SmackDown Women's Championship, that's when they really started
going behind Becky.
That's when people are like, okay, Becky needs to be the champion, not any of these other women on SmackDown, you know, just her. You know, she should be the face of the women's division. You know, she was the overall drafted first woman to be drafted to SmackDown.
And rightfully so, you know, in my opinion. By the way, I gotta talk about this post, because I've been meaning to talk about this a little bit. So there's this post, this guy complaining about being the only Heath Slater fans, and now he's mad because everybody else is behind him. And let me see if I can still find it, because, I mean, this kind of upsets me, because, like, there's no reason to complain. Like, okay, here it is. So I remember when I was known as the Heath Slater fan, now I'm just another Heath Slater fan. I'm the one who supported the man when no one batted an eye. Now, this post, don't get me wrong, I understand where he's coming from. He's an innovator, that's what he's seeing. But
I was a fan of Heath Slater before it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rag on the guy. I like to play good cop in this scenario. You know, I'm just gonna relate this to Becky Lynch, because fuck, why not? When I was a fan of Becky Lynch, I was not seeing a lot of support. Apparently, Josh was. Okay. You do not see me complaining when I'm saying I love the support that Becky Lynch is getting, and you know what? I'm glad, you know, if I had any part in spearheading this fandom of Becky Lynch, I'll be more than happy to take credit for that. But you know what? If people were fans of Becky Lynch even before me, which I'm sure there were, great, you know? And just like that post right there were Heath Slater fans way before him. So, you know, in a way, I just got to say that post was wrong, and it was kind of, it got to me. Like, not personally, but it just kind of annoyed me, so I just wanted to get this out there. Okay, since we're talking about SmackDown superstars, and we went over some of the Raw highlights, let's talk about SmackDown. What'd you think of today's SmackDown?
I didn't have a chance to check it out. I was doing things for my mom, washing the car and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure it was a fine, dandy show.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So just to give you a few notable highlights, the today you'll never believe this. They actually opened the show with a match instead of a promo.
What a novel concept! Wow. I'm
know.
So amazed.
I know. It's amazing to me. Yeah. Bray Wyatt versus Kane was up. The match was fine.
Oh God.
It was fine. It wasn't special, spectacular. Randy Orton started playing the mind games. He's the one who popped up on Bray's screen, and it was fine. It led into later on angles in the show where Randy Orton, get this, he traps Bray Wyatt in like this confinement, and just like he keeps him trapped in like walls, like he's barricaded basically. And
okay,
and like the rest of the show, it's like you're seeing Bray Wyatt trying to escape this little fortress, and then Randy Orton opens the fortress to see Bray Wyatt somehow escaped. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think it granted some mystique to Bray, the character himself. I think this build could have been better. I can't ask you too many questions. So there was also this other segment where called the Dolphumentary. So Miz basically compiled some clips of Dolph Ziggler's career in on Miz TV, and he basically compiled it in a way of like a documentary style, hence the name Dolphumentary, and it was only the negatives for the most part. It's just like he finally got to be world champion for about 10 minutes, and then there was like talking about how he was Chavo's caddy, he was part of the Spirit Squad, and spoiler alert. So for those that care about spoilers, guess what? Dolph Ziggler returns, or no, that was Dolph Ziggler returns. The Spirit Squad returns.
Are you serious?
Yes, yes. It was hilarious. Like I was shocked. I think it was Kenny and some other guy. He was bald now, and I felt like an old man watching.
It's like when they brought back B Squared. Really? In the John Cena Rock feud.
Yeah. And like he was bald now, and I felt like an old man watching this. Basically the guys jump him at the end, and Ziggler holds his own. He super kicks both of them, and that was kind of it. Ziggler talks about how he still has a lot of energy left in the tank, and I ran a poll. By the way, I ran a poll on Twitter asking the people, do they think Ziggler will win at No Mercy? Let me pull up the results real quick. What do you think?
I think this is it for Dolph Ziggler. I think he's leaving. He's interested in doing like other things.
Really?
Like being on Fox News and doing comedy, stand up and stuff like that.
Really?
And I think like the college where he got the Hall of Fame induction at wants him to be a head coach for their wrestling team.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I don't know. I don't think that Dolph Ziggler, I think this is the end of his rope. I think because I heard that a couple months ago around SummerSlam that the reason he was getting that title shot against Dean Ambrose was because that he's leaving. They wanted to give him one final thing, and they wanted him to put over Dean Ambrose and all that.
Okay, well,
The Miz.
Sorry, I was just gonna interrupt you real quick. The poll was reached 2-1. If you had voted in the poll, you would have been the tiebreaker because 60%, 67% of the people are voting yes that Dolph Ziggler will win at No Mercy.
Okay.
Okay, and I think time limit after all those results have been posted. I also ran another poll on my POK Twitter handle, and it was unanimous. It's been unanimous so far. 100% of people have liked this week's SmackDown, which has been 4 votes so far. Okay, so getting back to Dolph Ziggler, you think he's on his way out?
Yeah.
And from all the rumors you've been hearing, such as the coach at his college wants him to be head coach for the wrestling team.
Apparently, they pay pretty good for those positions. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the guy, you know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the guy won, but I don't know. I don't think that they're going to take the title off the Miz, you know, and that would get, like, a lot of, like a lot of people have said, it would get a lot of heat on the Miz if he was the one who made Dolph Ziggler quit, retire, you know.
Okay. Also, let's talk about the women's division. So Becky Lynch comes out, Carmella and Nikki Bella, or Alexa Bliss and Nikki Bella have a match. Next thing you know, the match is going okay. Next thing you know, Carmella, she basically heckles Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella throws Alexa Bliss into Carmella. After this, Carmella interferes, disqualification. Becky Lynch comes out to save Nikki Bella. Next thing you know, Daniel Bryan pulls a Teddy Long, and boom bam, we got Alexa Bliss and Carmella versus Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. And the match itself, it was fine. But the finish, which is what I'm going to talk about, we got Becky Lynch, or Carmella and Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella chasing Carmella down the aisle, and Alexa Bliss hits Twisted Bliss on Becky Lynch, and boom bam, Becky Lynch has a loss to Alexa Bliss. Do you think there's a chance we might see Becky Lynch drop the title at No Mercy this Sunday?
Nah, usually how these shows go is that the champion, if they lose on the show, then they're winning at the pay-per-view, and vice versa.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, all right, that does make sense. Okay, so final segment of the night. This is the main event segment, and you never believe this. This was actually pretty good. Cena didn't talk as much, but the 3 champions went face to face to face. So AJ Styles comes out. He cuts a decent promo. I can't really tell you off of memory what he was talking about, but Dean Ambrose comes out, cuts him off. He's talking about, are you done? Are you proud of being a champion? Because the only reason you won was low. And he started talking about how AJ Styles built this 20-year career, and he only had one more mountain to go, and that was to win the WWE Championship. And it's a shame that he went the low road, and talking about the low blow, of course. After all that, Dean Ambrose said, enjoy your title run while you can, because I'm going to take that title. So, you know, the expected stuff. John Cena comes out, right? You expect him to cut something. And finally, both of them cut him off, right? And both of them, they rip into him as much as possible. They go off on him as much as possible to get their points in, so that, and just, you know, say everything so that he could stop, you know, blathering on and be the guy with the last word, right? So So AJ Styles cuts him off. Shut up, shut up, shut up. I already know what you're going to say. Just shut up for once in your life. This, and that. Cena teasing that he was about to talk. Dean Ambrose cuts him off. And this is where it just gets gritty. Dean Ambrose, he's like, I already know what you're about to say too. You think you're going to sit here and say that I'm the one who lost the match on purpose. You're going to make me seem like the jerk because that's what you do. You always word it around to make the other guy seem like the bad guy. And he started calling him a politician. He started saying that he should run for president because nobody's as good as him. That's the only reason he's in the title match. And it was good. Like for the little that they spoke, this was a case of more is less.
Less is more.
Or less is more. My bad. Okay, thank you. I don't know. It was good. So after all that, Cena just gets the mic. He says, "Talk is cheap," because he can't really say anything else. He tackles Dean Ambrose, gets the FU on him. AJ Styles gets the phenomenal forearm on him, and then Dean Ambrose at the end gets the dirty deeds on him. And each of them, once they all hit their finisher, they had this little the gimmick of the segment was to tease that they're winning the belt. Overall, it was a good episode of Raw. Those were just the few highlights of the show. Yeah, I would ask you more questions, but you haven't seen it yet.
Well, it sounds like a pretty decent show. So, No Mercy this Sunday. What are your predictions?
All right. I'm glad you asked because, well, I was going to, but I didn't want to feel like I was dominating this conversation. So, I'm going to go with my favorite match of the night right now, Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch. I see Becky Lynch winning this one. I would not mind if Alexa Bliss had won, but I think it would be smarter to have Becky Lynch win this. She just won the belts. Do not do her like that, please. Let's see. What's next? Slater and Rhino versus the Usos, which, by the way, neither one of those two were on tonight.
All right.
I think Heath Slater and Rhino are going to win this one. I think they have too much momentum to not keep going with it.
I think that the Usos are going to take the tag team championships and get some heat on them for being an over tag team like Beauty and the Man Beast. And then they're gonna start, and then I think maybe they'll have a little program with Slater and Rhino, and then they'll move on to American Alpha.
Okay, so what do you think about the women's match? Since you didn't get your input on that one.
I think Becky Lynch is gonna beat Alexa Bliss.
Okay, so they basically confirmed without directly saying that there's going to be a match between them, Nikki Bella and Carmella. They said they should have a stipulation for the run-ins that they've been having on each other, or more so Carmella on Nikki Bella. What do you think? What do you think the stipulation's going to be, and what do you think the outcome is going to be? If they have a stipulation.
They have a stipulation. Not sure what match they could do it. I'd say maybe, I don't know, a street fight or something.
Mm.
Maybe a last man standing match.
I think that would be pretty cool.
I think Carmella probably will beat Nikki Bella to keep the program going.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see a last man standing match. This is No Mercy after all. I mean, I would want it to be. That would be a pretty cool way to cap off this short rivalry if they found someone else for both of these two women. I think chances are it's just going to be a false count anywhere.
Okay.
Winner, I want Carmella to win, but I think I think Nikki Bella is going to come out the winner of this one. Okay, so next match of the night. What else is on besides the main event? Oh, Miz versus Ziggler. Okay, so I'm going to talk first, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to continue this podcast. Okay, so I think Nikki Bella is going to come out the winner. Okay, so Miz versus Ziggler. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the Miz to retain the IC belt. I don't think that they should take it off him because, you know, the never-ending IC title tour thing that he's got going on is pretty interesting, and the Miz is good, and he is able to get a lot of heat on him, and what a better way to get more heat on him than to retire Dolph Ziggler. You know, even though I'm sure a lot of people see it coming, you know, what's happening. I wouldn't be surprised if Ziggler did win, you know, to kind of be like, oh, you thought that. But I don't know. I can't see Ziggler, you know, wanting to stick around or them wanting him to be around or anything like that, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I got my sights set on Miz as well. I think Ziggler's run is over at this point. Time is up. That's not to try and, you know, knock on him or call him old or whatever, but I just don't think his career is going to go further than Intercontinental title, and I don't think he really wants that. Next match. Yeah, it's over. Okay. Just rip the scab off, Josh. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to see if there's any more on this card. No Mercy.
It's gonna be like a pretty short card, I think.
Yeah, probably. It's yeah, that's actually all of it. Okay. Oh, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. What do you think?
Randy Orton. He's gonna be going up against AJ Styles right after this, so
I'm gonna
put over.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm gonna have to disagree. I think Bray Wyatt's gonna get one in on this one. I think his 20-2 pay-per-view or 2-20 pay-per-view streak just needs to be done because
the streak continues.
No, I think
No mercy.
No mercy. No. Show some mercy for this man.
There's no mercy for Bray Wyatt. He's the jobber to the stars.
No. I think Bray Wyatt, he actually has a chance of, being the upset win on this one. But
they're only gonna have like one match, and Randy Orton's gonna win because he had to lose to Brock Lesnar, so they gotta build him back up. They're gonna have him challenge for the championship.
Well, yeah, I guess that does make sense, but I still think Bray Wyatt's winning at this one, hands down. Okay, main event time. Okay, John Cena versus Randy Orton. No, I'm just kidding. John Cena versus AJ Styles versus
rematch of all time
versus Dean Ambrose. So, who you got? I think it's pretty obvious who we both know is gonna win this one.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, exactly. Yeah. There's not really much to talk about. AJ Styles just won the belt, so it's not like he's gonna lose it to Cena.
And Cena and Ambrose are leaving right after that, so
yeah. So, with that being said, I think it's pretty obvious how this night is gonna be capped off. Hopefully, AJ Styles wins cleanly on this one.
Yeah, they'll probably do something where like Cena and Ambrose, like they don't like they do something where it's like both of them both of them could have won, but they didn't. And so AJ Styles won. And so now Cena and Ambrose are mad at each other. And then Ambrose does the dirty deeds to Cena. And then when they come back, they'll do a big feud between them.
Does seem like something that could happen. It's very plausible. Okay, let's talk about the New Day. What do you think? When do you think they're gonna be done?
When do you think the New Day are gonna be done at WrestleMania 33?
You think so?
It's gonna be their last match, man. It's gonna be their last stand.
That's what really. So not Survivor Series, not the Royal Rumble. It's just gonna be WrestleMania.
Not Survivor, not Royal Rumble. It's gonna be WrestleMania, the biggest show.
Okay, so why that prediction? Why WrestleMania?
What was that?
Why WrestleMania?
Because if the New Day are gonna hold it all the way to November, right?
Yeah.
So November is a weird month to wanna then take the belts off them and then go in a new direction. You know, because you have the last 2 months of the year, you might as well just keep them on them. And then Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, you know, you can build up the New Day as like New Day is unstoppable. They've conquered the W Universe for a whole year and more, and they've beaten everything. They've beaten everybody there is to beat. Then you bring up a tag team from NXT, and that tag team is the Revival. The Revival, they are the big heel tag team to go up against the big face tag team of the New Day, you know, and you book them better than how you did the club. And you have Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder at WrestleMania. The New Day put up a good fight, and just like on NXT, you know, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, they put up a good fight against the Revival. But at the end of the day, the Revival took the tag team championships. So you could have the Revival put over like maybe a new tag team or another tag team in NXT by dropping the NXT tag team championships to that team, you know, because aren't they like the longest reigning?
They're the first ever two-time NXT tag champions.
Yeah, the first ever two-time NXT tag team champions, you know. You can have them maybe drop it at, you know, the last NXT show of the year.
Okay.
You know, and get them ready to come in and go up against the New Day. Start grooming them up, start building them up to go against the New Day, and to be the ones at WrestleMania 33 to be the ones to stop the New Day's undefeated tag team championship record, and to be the ones to carry the Raw tag team division into the new era. And at the same time, you build up Enzo and Big Cass to be the next top face tag team, so that when the New Day is done, since you said that they would be retiring after they dropped the tag team championships.
That's what Xavier Woods said.
Yeah.
In an interview.
So then you can have Enzo and Cass form a feud with the Revival, and then eventually put the tag team championships on Enzo and Big Cass.
Okay, so let's shift from tag team division to mid-card division.
All right.
Rusev recently dropped the belt to Roman Reigns. What do you think they're going to do with Rusev? Do you think he's going to go to the main event scene anytime soon?
I think he could, depending on if Seth Rollins, they want to put the championship on him, but I don't know. I think Rusev will maybe keep him in the mid-card field, you know, maybe have a feud with some other face, like maybe Sami Zayn, you know.
Okay. I'd be interested to see how that feud goes. But yeah, okay. I could see that.
I don't think they're putting the championship on Rollins until WrestleMania 33, so That's why I don't think he'll be in the main event picture just yet.
Okay. So, with 15 seconds, we're going to take a little bit of an interval. Okay, so, Joshy, my boy, what do you think? What do you think? Okay. Record limit has been... Sami Zayn. My friend made an interesting booking prediction for Sami Zayn, since Survivor Series will be taken into Canada for the first time in since '97. So he made an interesting prediction that Sami Zayn will feud with Kevin Owens at Survivor Series, and this could be a good way to give Sami Zayn the Universal title. And not only that, but even if he doesn't win it, it could also draw in ratings because they're both two hometown heroes. They're both very big favorites. No matter who wins, you just can't lose any money off of this. And I think we all win in the end process. So what are your thoughts on a possible Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at Survivor Series this year?
At Survivor Series, I think that
in Canada.
In Canada, I think that would be a good main event for them to do. I don't know if they're going to build up Sami Zayn, because they have to do like a month straight build up of Sami Zayn and really get him up there to be able to challenge against Kevin Owens again. And then if you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they did do that, but I think what they could do, I think what they might do is maybe do face Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens at Survivor Series. I think at Hell in a Cell they'll probably do maybe have Jericho be like, because if you notice on Raw in that tag team match against the New Day, Kevin Owens didn't really help Jericho. Like Kevin was on the apron. Yeah, and Jericho was getting pinned.
Plus that,
but he didn't help him or anything.
Plus that, they also teased Jericho talking about going for the women's title, for the Universal title, by talking about them wanting to challenge for the tag titles in a way. They teased two things in one night, in one segment, I should say. Really impressive. So basically, KO was like, he was a bit apprehensive about challenging for the tag titles, and Chris Jericho, he said, relax, it's not like I'm going for your title. And the whole crowd just goes, oh, like you would have thought this was, I don't know. It was a crazy little teaser right there.
Well, I think that's what they'll maybe do, and then because probably they'll maybe at Hell in a Cell they'll do like a triple threat between Owens, Rollins, and Jericho, and then something will happen where Jericho, like, he could have won, but he didn't, and then he'll go against Owens at Survivor Series in Canada. Big face Chris Jericho, that can be maybe the way to write him off TV. If he decides he wants to come back for WrestleMania 33, then maybe WrestleMania 33 then doesn't even have to be for the championship or anything. They could do like another match where Jericho wins at maybe, I don't know, the Royal Rumble or something. Some people have said that maybe Jericho wins the Royal Rumble and then goes up against Owens at Mania. That would be pretty interesting, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the plan that they have on the table. I think it's going to be Rollins versus Triple H.
Okay.
For the Universal title. And then, maybe Owens versus Jericho is like a mid-card match so that they don't have to do Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens one-on-one, again,
Yeah.
They might want to take a break from that until he gets Sami Zayn built up enough to where he can go against Owens again. It could be for the Universal Championship, and it can be believable, and the fans will care more that he won the championship.
Okay. Well, you know, fans with the investment in Sami Zayn, I think they're going to care either way. Not to, you know, cut down your point, but I think Sami Zayn just has that Daniel Bryan-esque in him, which is a common comparison, I know, but he does seem to be really over enough to the point where it really doesn't matter how realistically, how short of a span you have to book him up there. I think they're just going to want it either way.
Well, you have to appeal to the entire crowd. You can't just appeal to like the hardcore fans. Like us, we know Kevin Steen and we know El Generico and we know their stories and we know all of that.
Yeah.
But you know, for people who just watch WWE, they just know these guys. You know, they may not watch NXT.
Yeah.
You know, you see these guys, and it's like, well, Sami Zayn was in like matches where he was losing to Chris Jericho, and you know, and now he's going up against Titus O'Neil, and it doesn't seem like they're really doing anything with him.
Yeah.
You know, they have to make it so that not just you know the hardcore fans, because you know the hardcore fans are going to be happy with whoever they're invested in. You know, either way, getting a big push. But the thing is, with the more casual fans, you have to create more of an investment.
Okay, that's a fair point. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you one more question, then we're gonna wrap this podcast up. Let's talk about Dana Brooke. Do you think she will get over as a sympathetic face? Because the inevitable will happen where she will rise against Charlotte, the oppression of Charlotte.
Yeah, except they already did that, and then they switched it around immediately.
And that was really sad to see, because I mean, I actually kind of liked that people were chanting yes for Dana Brooke. I know I have made a complaint about Dana Brooke, but that was only because she was called up prematurely. You know, she's still green as grass. Let's be honest here. But I like Dana Brooke. Don't get me wrong. I like the gimmick. The one thing she does that I do like is that she keeps that.
What gimmick?
Well, you know, she's got that.
What being the sidekick to all the stars?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I hate that aspect about her, that she is the bottom to everybody. I hated it when she was part of with Emma, and I hate it now when she's with Charlotte, because she's not helping anyone. She's not helping herself out. But I think
honestly,
her
looking
character.
At it, it's like, what else could she have done? Like, what else could she do?
Well, that's the thing. That's what NXT is for. You have better creativity to work with. You know, if you had her,
Eva Marie was in NXT, and you know,
but the difference is Eva Marie has been there 3 years, and guess what? She has not improved that much. That says a lot about Eva Marie. Dana Brooke, she actually can cut a.
Yeah,
she can cut a promo. She could actually, you know, I'm not gonna say she's, you know, great in the ring, but you know what? She seems like she's willing to improve, because she actually shows signs of improvement every now and again. You know, I think.
Does she?
Yeah, she does actually. You know,
Are you sure?
I think so. That's what I see. But you know what? I'm not getting the same.
You must be wearing X-ray vision glasses, because I don't see, you know, her really.
Well, that's because all that she's been able.
Of an improvement.
Well, that's because all that she's been able to do is take beatings from Sasha and Becky and Bayley and Charlotte.
Yeah, that's true. But then when you look at the other side of that, you know, you would think that when she is in the ring, she would try to try to really, if she was showing that she was improving, then in the ring, and she was like doing moves that, you know, we hadn't seen her do before.
Okay,
that would make me be like, okay, I could see improvement in this girl.
Okay.
But the last match I saw her in with Sasha versus Bayley versus Dana Brooke, you notice in that match that basically she's taking all of the abuse. She's not getting it.
Okay, continue on with your point.
All right, so as I was saying, like, if I had, because something that, you know, that kind of annoys me about how, like, fans are, is that you know, they say, oh, this person's improved, or, you know, you just have to see them really improve and stuff. But then when I do see them, and I hear these things about these people, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm not really seeing any real improvement. You know, case in point, I was talking about the Sasha versus Bayley versus Dana Brooke match. You notice in that match that all she's doing is just taking all the abuse. Like, I didn't see her do any moves, really. You know, she lifted one of them up, and then she got knocked down immediately. That's the most I've seen from Dana Brooke.
You got to keep in mind, though. You got to keep in mind that there's a good chance part of that is not even in her control. You know, it's not like you know.
Well, the wrestlers, they talk about how the match is gonna go. You know. Right,
but
and do you think like WWE Creative is getting involved with what Chris Jericho or Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, you know, any of these guys, even the women included, Charlotte versus Sasha, that was you could tell that was between them, you know.
Well, yeah, but it's not like they're. Let's be honest here. It's not like there isn't that much of a chance that Dana Brooke is being pulled aside and being told, "Hey, we want you to make them look strong." Remember CM Punk's podcast?
Maybe they are doing that, but at the same time, when you see these women on here, like when Becky Lynch was talking about Eva Marie, and she was like, "Oh, I would love to carry Eva Marie to like having a good match and stuff." You know, I don't think that Sasha and Bayley would be like that to where.
Well, I'm not saying it's them. I'm not saying it's them though.
Yeah, it might not be them. You know, it might be the creative doing it. But when you're involved with a match, and you know, when you're in a match and you both have to, it takes 2 to tango, or in a triple threat it takes 3 to tango. You know, you all have to try and make the other ones look like a viable threat in the match. You know, and Sasha and Bayley, you know, I don't think that they would do that to Dana Brooke, because, you know, they're all friends backstage. You know, that's what it is. And you know, if Becky Lynch is friendly enough with Eva Marie to want to try and carry her to a good match, then Sasha and Bayley, you know, then, you know, they at least would have wanted Dana Brooke to
get some offense
more than what she did.
Yeah.
And she didn't do that in the match, you know, and you know, with me applying all that to what I'm seeing, I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing any real vast improvement to the woman or anything like that, you know. I'm not seeing any like little improvements.
Well, yeah, but that's because, well, okay, I don't even know how to word this, because you got me stumped, I'll admit. But,
like, it's not just me just saying this. Like, it's other people, you know. Like, a lot of people are saying that she's not going to be, like, a sympathetic face or anything like that, because there's nothing with her to really sympathize with yet, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, she gets abused by Charlotte, you know. I don't even think she was getting abused by Emma, from what I remember.
She was not.
You know?
She was not.
You know, I think that the reason that they did this in the first place is that they're just going to bring back Emma, and they're going to have her feud with Charlotte when Charlotte comes back, or if she does take time off, she might not, you know.
Uh-huh.
But Charlotte, will probably go one-on-one with Emma or Emmalina.
Huh?
And
Emmalina?
then, probably, yeah.
What?
You didn't see that on Raw? They're changing her name to Emmalina.
What?
Yeah, they're making. I guess I don't know what they're doing with her character. I guess she's like an Instagram model or something.
No, God, no. I like this Emma. I like this current incarnation of Emma.
Well, then you're not gonna like the promo that they posted
What?
on their YouTube channel.
Why? Whatever happened to if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Okay, getting back to Dana Brooke. Okay, so yeah, I'm with you on that. She didn't really do much in that match. At the same time, there's not really much to sympathize with her about. But
yeah.
I think had she been in NXT, she would have been, given more time to improve. She would have actually improved a lot more on her own because let's face it, Dana Brooke has not had that much in-ring time, even on NXT. She's been injured for a majority of the year. She does have a good character. I like the, the bodybuilder, she keeps that suspension of disbelief. She keeps good on her character.
Well,
she plays it to a full extent. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I think she does deserve a lot more credit than what she gets. I like Dana Brooke and I want the best for her, but you know what? I gotta agree with you. I don't think she's gonna be a sympathetic face, but I think she can be somewhere down the line. That's what I'm trying to say. So, that being said, what are the rest of your thoughts?
Well, like when I was bringing up Eva Marie, I wasn't trying to defend her or anything like that. But what I was saying is that her and Dana Brooke were both in NXT. They were both, they both had that, chance to get themselves into a state where they could come up to the main roster.
But the difference was Dana was injured.
Them decent matches. Now, okay, Dana Brooke's injured. Then why have her wrestling matches on Raw, knowing how green she is in the first place?
That's the thing. That's really WWE's decision. That was my complaint initially when she got caught up. She was she's
ballet role with Emma when she first came in. That's what I saw on NXT when you had shown me that match of Emma versus Asuka.
Yeah,
and that's what I think suits her. Not everybody has to wrestle. Not everybody has to be a wrestler on the show. Not every woman has to wrestle on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get the ones that can actually work,
Mm-hmm.
and, you have sort of a pecking order, like Miss Elizabeth wasn't wrestling when she was
that's
back.
That's what Eva Marie should do, but here's the thing. Dana Brooke is actually, she shows potential, in my opinion. Not you.
But he's not showing that to me and numerous other people,
That's fair. To be honest with you.
And the thing is, with Eva Marie, they know she can't wrestle, so they don't have her do it. They have it where she gets out of it. Dana Brooke, they have her wrestling. So if they're gonna do that, then I'm going to judge that.
That's
okay.
That's fair.
If she wasn't doing that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd be like, okay, she's good as a ballet, she's good as the sidekick, she's good as the person who helps the heel. Normally the whole partner thing is a heel gimmick. So, that's her role. But if they're gonna have her wrestling week after week against
she's been wrestling, even down in NXT.
What was she?
Yeah.
In How were her matches in NXT?
Well, I didn't really get to see much of them because I wasn't really watching NXT full time. Call me casual or whatever, but I saw a Fatal 4-Way match. Her, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Emma. That was a good match. She had a few good spots here and there.
Yeah, a few good spots.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you all about it because I don't remember it by memory. And hold on, we got a break point. Yeah, they had a good match. Fatal 4-Way. I can't really tell you by memory all the spots or whatever. I've only seen the match once.
Now, who was in that match besides Dana Brooke?
Dana Brooke, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Emma.
There, case in point. Becky Lynch, Charlotte.
Okay, but Dana Brooke
had
Brooke had some spots in there though.
Yeah, she had some spots. Okay.
Okay.
Did you do anything that was, that you could say, okay, she deserves to be in this match with these other 3 women?
Okay, well, you should watch the match yourself and judge for yourself because from what I saw, it was.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And see what it is.
Yeah, because I enjoyed the match.
But
I thought all 4 of them played a good role. Not everybody has to be 90%. Entirely in the match. There have been matches where guys have taken intervals. Take a triple threat match, for example. Usually it's one guy in, one guy out.
But the thing is when you're done taking your interval and you come back in the match, you should try and make every second count.
Yeah, and Dana Brooke did that. Emma did that. Charlotte did that. Becky did that.
All right, I'll see for myself.
All right, good boy. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I totally see where you're coming from. Dana Brooke, she is good as a valet, and I think to your credit, you did bring up a strong point that not everybody has to wrestle, and she might do good as a manager role. But hey, if this is what she really wants to do, if she really wants to be a wrestler, then by all means, I say go for it. I think Eva Marie should be the valet in this instance.
Both of them should just be a valet. They should be the arm candy. There's something wrong with that. You look at Lana. Lana's like super over just being the valet to Rusev.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see her like trying to wrestle at WrestleMania and stuff. It's like you don't really need to do that. You don't.
I'm with you.
Miss Elizabeth didn't have to wrestle. Sable, when she was wrestling, it wasn't like that great.
Yeah.
Sable, when she was, Trish Stratus was like one of the few, and Lita, who like they were the valets, but then you see that they could actually go in the ring.
And Trish, she actually showed improvement because Jordan will tell you this himself. There was a time where Trish was just as bad as Eva Marie, and I look at that and I look at Dana Brooke, and remember this is Dana Brooke's first year in wrestling. Well, second. I'm gonna say first year because she's been injured a majority of her first year, but so she's got time for improvement. You just gotta wait, in my opinion. Eva Marie, on the other hand,
has been how long?
As long as it takes. You know what?
As long as it takes. All right. Well, 5 years from now, and she's still doing the same exact thing she's doing.
Well,
I'll remember it. You said that.
All right, hold it against me if you have to. If I'm wrong years from now, then you know what? I'll gladly say at least I gave her a chance. You know what? It is what it is. But I strongly see improvement in Dana Brooke. Okay, so that was good to say. Okay, so with all that being said, let's wrap up this podcast. I'm Eduardo Betancourt. You can follow me on Twitter at eJose98. Gold Coast Wrestling is having their first show in November 12th. If you're in the area of Anaheim or LA, my bad, be sure to check that out. Okay, Josh. Oh, follow our Gold Coast Wrestling page on Instagram, EB Wrestling, I believe, or just look up Gold Coast Wrestling. We also have